What's up, you guys? In this video, I'm going to share in detail how much money we spent in December 2021. Before I get into the numbers, I just want to share how we track our finances. I'm using this awesome app called Copilot. The user interface is super friendly and it's so easy to categorize all your transactions across multiple accounts. I have all of our brokerage, checkings, savings, and credit cards linked, so I have a complete view of our personal financial position. This app helps me keep track of our net worth, our investment performance, as well as our income and expenses. It does, however, cost $70 per year. The old me never would have paid $6 a month to track my finances. However, I'm a sucker for things that make my life much easier. If you want to try Copilot for free, check out the link in the description down below. All right, let's dive into the expenses. We'll start with the smallest categories first and work our way up to where we spent the most money in December 2021. The first category is subscriptions. We spent $10.65 on Spotify, Hulu, and Showtime. This is actually a student rate. One of my best friends from college is actually getting his MBA, so he has a student email, and I use that to get this rate. The only downside is I have to share my access with him, but he's in LA, so we hardly ever use Spotify at the same time. The second category is our water subscription. We spend $40 a month getting water delivered directly to our door. It's 20 gallons per month, which means it's about $2 per gallon. Now, if I go to ShopRite or Costco, I can easily buy a gallon of water for $1. So I'm paying 100% markup to have it delivered to my door, but it's totally worth it because I was breaking my back trying to get those large cases of water into the shopping cart, then from the shopping cart to my car, and then from my car all the way to our front door. Now, don't get me wrong, I grew up drinking sink water and I'd love to continue, but the water in our building is foggy and hard, so we just can't do that. All right, now let's move on to personal care. We spent $45 in this category last month. I bought a pack of safety razor blades for $10 and Dia spent $35 on skincare. For donations, we ended up sending $50 to someone's GoFundMe. Now, this was a spontaneous donation, and that's something that we typically don't do. We're really systematic about our charitable contributions. The owner of an account that we follow on Instagram actually lost her house in the Marshall Fire in Boulder, Colorado. And this account has provided us so much value in terms of how to feed Luna that we felt compelled to contribute when we found out she was in that position. It's actually quite amazing to see how many people she's impacted. As of mid-January, her GoFundMe had 9,000 contributors, raised just under $300,000. It's pretty amazing. All right, let's move on to the clothing category. In December 21, we spent $100 on clothes, and by we, I mean me. I spent $40 on 2 hoodies from Zara, and I spent $60 on probably 2 or 3 joggers from Uniqlo. As far as the gym category goes, I don't have a gym membership right now. I'm working out in the building, and Dia has a membership to Orange Theory Fitness, which she actually just paused because of Omicron, but they did charge her in December. They're just gonna save that month for her whenever she decides to go back. All right, moving on to healthcare. We spent $133 on healthcare last month. Most of that money came from buying at-home rapid tests. I think we went a little bit crazy because you couldn't find them anywhere around that Christmas time. And one day I got a text from a friend who said the local CVS just got a huge shipment. So Dia and but they were only giving 2 kits per person. So Dia and I went on back-to-back days to buy 8 kits, and that cost us about $85. And then we also ordered a at-home kit from Amazon for probably another $30 or $40. And I got sick in December, so we bought some medicine, and that brought our total up to $133. All right, let's move on to transportation. Dia and I share 1 car between us, so whenever she does have to go to work, she takes an Uber or Lyft on the way there and on the way back. Right now, she actually doesn't have to go to work anymore because of Omicron. They're not expected back in the office until March. However, in December, she was still going to work once or twice a week. So our transportation costs was about $343. The next category is housekeeping. Our housekeeper charges us $75 per visit, and she comes every single Wednesday. There were 5 Wednesdays in December, so we ended up paying her $375 for the month. If I could spend more money in this category, I definitely would. My long-term goal is to hire someone full-time for this role. Dishes, laundry, cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping. Call me bougie, but I don't want to think about any of this stuff. All right, let's move on to restaurants. We spent $450 on restaurants in December. That's actually a pretty good number for us. That's like $100 a week. We get pretty standard stuff. It's mostly like pizza, Mexican, Vietnamese, Thai, and then a lot of bagels and coffee. The next category is actually children or child, however, whatever. We spent $550 on Luna in December 2021. $120 of that was the membership for her swim school, and the rest of it was probably diapers, toys, clothes, etc. The swim school is kind of expensive for just 30 minutes of pool time once a week, but it's a great winter weekend morning activity. It gets Luna super tired, and then after we go swimming, we also get bagels and coffee, so it's a win-win for everyone. The next category is groceries. Now, my goal is to always spend more money on groceries than we do on restaurants, and this month we hit that goal. Between Costco, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's, we spent $592 on groceries for the month of December. We also ended December by restarting our subscription to EveryPlate. All right, now let's move on to the gifts category, which was obviously disproportionately high in the month of December because of Christmas. We spent $930 on gifts. Some of that was tips for our service providers, some of that was gifts for Dia's coworkers, but most of that went towards gifts for children of our friends and family. All right, now we're getting to the good stuff. The next category is actually Luna's daycare, which costs $1,320 per month. As far as I know, that's a pretty competitive price. We actually used to pay a couple $100s more than that at another place that she went to. However, we switched her to this school, not because we wanted to save the money, but because her cousin Liam also goes to this school and we wanted them to be together. And then it's also helpful that this is a Montessori school and we wanted to explore that method of learning for her. Finally, our largest expense, our rent, which is $2,750 per month. People often question me for being a real estate investor who rents where he lives, but I honestly think my rent is cheaper than the costs associated with buying the house that I want to live in. If you want me to do a video on how renting can be less expensive or a better financial decision than buying, leave a comment in the description down below. All right, let's add everything up. Got my numbers right here. So we did $11 on subscriptions, $39 on water, $45 on personal care, $50 on donations, $100 on clothing, $109 on the gym, $133 on healthcare, $343 on transportation, $375 on housekeeping, $449 on restaurants, $544 on children, $930 on gifts, $1,320 on Luna's daycare, and $2,750 on our rent, which brings our grand total up to $7,532 for the month of December 2021. It feels kind of liberating to say that out loud. Now, when I look at these numbers, the only thing that I would want to go down is the amount of money that we spent on Luna. $550 sounds pretty crazy in terms of just like diapers, toys, and clothes. But she's growing, and I know Dia is constantly like, we don't have shoes for her. And then the $930 on gifts, that kind of sounds like a lot, but whatever. It's Christmas and I love those kids. The only number that I want to see increase is our housekeeping budget. We're not there yet, but I seriously can't wait for the day to have someone full-time for that position. I imagine that they're like dressed like the Monopoly person and they have an English accent and they're kind of snarky with me. Basically, I want Jeffrey from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
There you go, Master William.
Oh, thanks a lot, Jay. It looks great.
I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you want to watch more videos like this from me, click here to watch the Q&A session that I did with my wife. Other than that, if you're not already, I hope you subscribe to the channel. I put out a new video like this every single week. I don't want you to miss the next one. All right, peace.